Welcome to Portland, Oregon. We're located in the Pacific Northwest with some of the best skiing, snowboarding, and hiking in the country right at your doorstep, so it's hard to turn down a city like Portland. But Portland is surrounded by some other cool cities and towns that can provide you with all the access to what Oregon offers without actually having to live downtown. So I'm going to show you the 5 of the top cities to live in that are around Portland and have access to the city, but they offer a variety of other options that you and your family may want. Hey everyone, I'm Joe Skipper with Skipper Realty Group, brokered by eXp Realty out of Oregon, and I'm going to give you a quick rundown on 5 of the top cities around the Portland metro area. And if you're a seller, buyer, or an investor and you want to stay up to date with the latest on the housing market in Oregon, like and subscribe to this channel. I put out content regularly so that you can go into the home investment journey with the most knowledge so that you can make the best financial decisions for you and your family. From the fancy homes by the lake in Lake Oswego to the charming neighborhoods of West Linn, I'm also going to take you to the cities of Tigard, Sherwood, and the friendly atmosphere of my hometown in Wilsonville, Oregon. So get ready for some fun as we explore these incredible cities surrounding the Portland metro area. Sit tight and let's dive into what makes these cities the best places to call home in and around Portland. So let's start with Lake Oswego. Lake Oswego is a town of about 40,000 people and is approximately 10 miles south of downtown Portland. Lake Oswego is unique and called Lake Oswego because why? It has a lake in the town, like the town is surrounding the lake. It's one of the more prestigious cities in Oregon, and it's known for its luxurious homes and beautiful waterfront properties. Lake Oswego has a private lake within the city, as we talked about, and has some pretty awesome multi-million-dollar homes right alongside the lake. Now, this is unique for a couple reasons. One is that there are not a ton of lakes around the Portland metro area in general. 2 is that currently the lake is privately owned by the community. So if you live on the lake or own a home that has lake access, then you are part of a small group of people that can enjoy this beautiful lake. I will say that if you have a big boat or you like wakeboarding or surfing behind your boat, this is probably not the place to look. They have very strict rules in place for what type of boats are on the lake and how heavy they can be, along with various other rules. So before you go looking at Lake Oswego, you may want to check on looking at that stuff. But they also have a private 18-hole golf course called Oswego Lake just outside the city, along with numerous other golf courses nearby. Now, the downtown is awesome and has some multiple amazing places to eat, drink, and hang out. There are super cool bars and restaurants and wine tasting, with some of the places having great views of the lake. Lake Oswego has a huge attraction in Millennium Plaza Park where there are concerts, events, and other festivals that go on there. They have a great farmers market running from around May to October as well. Now, there are numerous parks and open spaces to hike, bike, and work out in Lake Oswego, and I think they have over 600 acres of space for outdoor recreation, with Tryon Creek State Natural Area being part of it. Now, the school district is amazing and boasts some of the nicest and best schools in the state. There isn't a ton to say bad except Lake Oswego, except, you may have guessed it already, the cost. What comes with all the greatness of Lake Oswego is the highest price. The cost of living is much higher in Lake Oswego than the state and national average. Housing costs are the main driver of that cost of living. The median sold price for LO in May of this year was just over $1 million. But if you have the money and you want a great place to be near Portland, then Lake Oswego seriously should be considered. Now, a fun fact about Lake Oswego, they only have one movie theater and it was founded in 1940. And the town merged in 1959 from Lake Grove and Oswego to make the one town of Lake Oswego. Now let's move on to West Linn. West Linn is located just south of Lake Oswego and is about 12 miles from downtown Portland. It's a smaller town of about 30,000 people. Now, part of West Linn sits along the Willamette and Tualatin rivers and is known as the city of hills, trees, and rivers. Now, I would argue that you could describe a lot of towns around here like that, but maybe they got to the slogan first. But because of the hills, trees, and rivers, you can find some beautiful homes on the river, with scenic views all over the city. The downtown, in my opinion, is one of the cooler downtowns in the Portland metro area. They host a summer street market from May to September where local vendors and farmers come and show off all their products. They also have a great place called Willamette Garage that has some of the best food carts around. Now, there's live music there regularly and just a cool open area and open seating to eat, drink, and hang out with friends. Now, they have access to the river as well through Willamette Park, where you have 22 acres of area to picnic, swim, fish, volleyball, horseshoe pits, and more. They have another park called Mary S. Young Park, which has about 128 acres of forested park for hiking and biking. Now, you're going to notice a trend with these cities as we go on. Most, if not all, of these cities have great school districts, and West Linn is no exception. West Linn is part of the West Linn-Wilsonville School District and boasts some of the highest SAT scores in Oregon for kids coming out of that district. You won't go wrong if you're sending your kiddos to any of these schools. Now, the cost of living in West Linn, like Lake Oswego, it's high. It's higher than the national average, and according to livingcost.org, the average cost of living for a single person is just over $2,000 a month, which ranks in the top 15% for the most most expensive cities in the world. The median sold price for a home in West Linn for May was $863,000. Now, a fun fact about West Linn, a 15-ton meteorite, the 6th largest in the world, was uncovered in West Linn 100 years ago. A farmer found it and charged 25 cents for people to come see it. It was believed that this meteorite touched down in Canada before making its way down to Oregon at the end of the last ice age. Now, on to our third city, the city of Tigard. Tigard is located about 10 miles southwest of downtown Portland, and it's the 12th largest city in Oregon. With just over 55,000 people, Tigard is a great choice for being close to Portland, access to everything the previous towns offer with a better affordability. Tigard also has lots of outdoor recreation and locations, including Cook Park, which provides access to the Tualatin River. As to shopping, it offers Bridgeport Village nearby, which is a really popular high-end shopping center, as well as Washington Square, which offers that traditional mall experience. Tigard went and is still going through a big remodel of their downtown and has improved significantly over the years. They have a Tigard Farmers Market there, which runs from May to October, as well as a ton of different family and community events, walks, and festivities. Now, like we talked about, you can just assume for the remainder of these cities that the school district is good. Tigard is part of the Tigard-Tualatin School District, which is a great district to be in. And if you have little athletes, according to niche.com, they are considered the top 3 best school districts for athletes in Oregon, just below West Linn, Wilsonville, and Lake Oswego. Now, the cost of living in Tigard, as we touched on earlier, is lower than the previous 2 cities, but it's still above the national average, which is going to be standard for most of the Portland metro area. We aren't as crazy here as Seattle and San Francisco, but it's expensive to live in the metro area compared to other parts of our lovely state. The median cost of a home in Tigard in May of this year was $685,000. Still not cheap, but compared to over $1 million in LO, I would say this is a more affordable area. Now, a fun fact about Tigard. Tigard was originally settled by several families, the most noteworthy of which was the Tigard family, hence the name. Also, Tigard is home to the Festival of Balloons, where there's hot air balloons on display and some that you can take a ride on if you're into that sort of thing. Really cool festival that draws people from all over to come see these hot air balloons. Now, a little bit further southwest of Portland, at about 17 miles south, is Sherwood, Oregon. Sherwood's population is about 20,000, so a little smaller of a town compared to the others, but Sherwood is a great community and has so much to offer, including cool events like the Cruise in Sherwood Car Show and the Sherwood Robin Hood Festival. They have a really nice downtown area for shopping and food, and also have bigger event spaces and fun things to do like Sherwood Ice Rink and Langers, which is a huge bowling, arcade, bar, and ropes course facility. Now, for outdoor activities, Sherwood is home to the Tualatin River National Wildlife Refuge, which is home to about 200 species of birds, 50 species of mammals, and 25 species of reptiles and amphibians. Didn't think you were going to get a little science lesson, did you? But Sherwood is part of their own district. Yes, very Snoopy. Just kidding. It is, again, a great district to be in if you have to put your kids in school there. They just built a new high school there, and I'm constantly in awe as I drive by. It's huge, like college campus huge, and it looks amazing. Now, the cost of living in Sherwood is 24% higher than the national average. It can be expensive to live there depending on the home you're looking for, but there are affordable options to home buying depending on where you want to live in the town. The median cost of a home in Sherwood for May was $709,450. Now, a fun fact about Sherwood, Sherwood was once called Smockville. I know, I'm glad the name has changed too, but it was named after the original founder, James Smock, but it was changed in 1891. Now, they don't know for sure if it's named either from Sherwood, Michigan, or the Sherwood Forest in England. I think the Sherwood citizens go with the Sherwood Forest, considering their mascots and other names they use for festivals, like their high school mascot is a bowman. Get it? But last, and certainly not least, because I live there and my family is growing up here, is Wilsonville, Oregon. The town of Wilsonville is located about 18 miles south of Portland and is right off Interstate 5, which is the main thoroughfare through Oregon. If you subscribe to my YouTube channel, you can see I've done a couple videos on Wilsonville, so check those out if you haven't already and are interested. But Wilsonville is a medium-sized city, population of about 26,000 people. It's centrally located almost halfway between 2 major Oregon cities, Salem and Portland. So it's a great location if you need to commute to or from either of those areas. But Wilsonville has a variety of indoor and outdoor recreation opportunities. Grams Oak Nature Park has access to nature trails and hiking and bird watching. Wilsonville borders the Willamette River, so that has access to boating, kayaking, and fishing. The homes on the Willamette offer some amazing views and access to the river, so if you're looking for that type of home close to Portland, this is a great place to look. We also have Bullwinkle's Family Fun Center, where you can bowl, arcade, play putt-putt golf, and go-kart, which are actually really fun. This city has a Costco, which is a requirement for my family. But as to schools, Wilsonville is part of the West Linn-Wilsonville School District, which has, as we talked about West Linn, it's a great school district and has some of the best schools in the region. Now, the cost of living is higher than the national average, as I think all those cities, which is a trend here if you haven't noticed. And the median sold price in May was $710,000. So not the cheapest, but not the most expensive place to live either. Now, a fun fact about Wilsonville completely flooded in 1964 and was one of the worst floods in the 20th century. It was estimated at the time that it cost $71 million in damage. Okay, there it is. There are the top 5 cities to live in around the Portland area. Now, there are a ton more cities around here as Portland and the metro area continue to grow with lots of different pricing options on homes. But I wanted to give you these 5 to start with, as these are some of the most popular cities to look at when moving to Portland. So if you want to know more about a specific community around Portland that we didn't talk about, or you're thinking about moving to one of these 5 or others and want to know more, reach out to me and we can chat about it. And don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel so that you can stay up to date with the local housing market here in Oregon. Thanks, guys.